Hello and welcome back my fellow friends to a new Kerbal Space Program video, and with that to the construction of Lunar City. And with that we have a beautiful lift off, as all my videos, or pretty much all of my videos, start with a nice lift off. So what are we going to build today? So like I said, we're starting the construction of Lunar City. What is Lunar City? The idea of me building Lunar City is a permanent, long-term, really permanent base. No, a city. Yeah, a city on the surface of the moon. Not like my other, for example, polar moon base, which is really a small little outpost, like scientific outpost. That's just supposed to be like a scientific outpost. But no, this time we're going to the moon proper, and with that we're sending our very first payload and the core module and the core part of this new colony, new city. That's Lunar Tower. So this is the big payload you can see touching down right now. Kind of an interesting payload, I think. I like the looks of it, and we're going to go into a few features of it just in a second. But first we want to talk about the landing zone. Where are we constructing our Lunar City? Well, obviously you can see it already, but it was very important for me to first of all get rid of this space junk and throwing away this tug module which landed us just on the surface. No, just kidding. So, well, that's not actually kidding, that's for real. So now the main point for this location where we've landed, apart from the rather large ore concentration, thanks to a resource scanner mission from not too long ago, we have a beautiful view of Kerbin, just a bit above the horizon, and that's something I was really searching for. I really wanted to have this kind of location, a rather flat area, and Kerbin just above the horizon so that you can see Kerbin all the time. So, and with that we've landed our very first payload, and it's time to launch our second payload, because well, even if we have Lunar Tower as our core module, that doesn't mean that the construction of an entire city is done with just one launch, isn't it? And I mean, there are a lot of things that we have to add to this tower, right? So, nice liftoff, nice booster separation, and this craft continues on towards the moon, which you can see beautifully up there. So actually, by the way, we're going to see all the launches in this video, and I'm going to show all the launches pretty much in the same manner as this one. But thanks to the power of video editing, we can just fast forward and jump to the landing sequence of this module, and with that we can actually see the first time the module here. And yeah, we have a slight explosion there. The rear engine of that transfer / landing stage exploded, but that's no big deal. There are more engines that we will use to get rid of it in just a second. But yeah, so just a small question, what do you guys think a big orange module is? Exactly, a fuel depot. And with that we're coming in, getting close to one of those peripheral docking ports of the outside arms. Well, these arms are exactly planned to work as connectors to new modules, and with that we have connected the fuel depot. Even though the core module, the core tower, has those Mark 3 to Mark 2 adapters which store a lot of fuel, we really need a real fuel storage for city of that size, right? So on to the next booster separation and the next launch with that. Nice, right? So the next, sorry about that, so the next launch we have here is approaching again the landing zone with the nice markers now. So yeah, what a beautiful sight. I really loved approaching this place all the time. It looks really beautifully. So now getting in right very close landing compared to the previous one. So the previous one we had to drive a few kilometers, like I think 2-ish, just under 2 kilometers, but right now we just landed pretty much right next to it. And what a nice beautiful touchdown, just flipping the craft over and ditching the landing / transfer stage, so that we can minimize the amount of parts A and B, of course get rid of space junk. So with that we can just get into the close proximity of the lunar tower docking sequence, and with this small little jumping up and down with extending and retracting the landing gears, since they're not perfect, they're almost in the same elevation, but just a tiny discrepancy, and the terrain is not perfectly flat. So with that, we can just press a nice action group and deploy our resource mining rig with those deployable drills. And there are even more drills where the red light is coming from. They're just tucked, like small drills tucked into a cargo bay, and radiators. And with that, we can jump forward to the next one. This time, a booster with less boosters at the side, but a bit thicker core, you know. And most of the thick and big 3 and 5 meter parts that we're going to use are mainly because of the fairing and not of the weight. Because, well, as you can imagine, this small little tower which is sticking out in the middle of that craft here was a bit wide, so we needed a wide fairing as well. And here we have a nice little touchdown of this wheeled thingy. So some of you might actually recognize the rover in the back of that thing, which we have dropped right now for the final docking process, since, well, a rover is not going to be docked to the lunar tower itself, right? So we can now roll in just a bit closer and try to dock with this next module. And this time we won't have to use the extracting and retracting of landing gear trick, because this time we don't have any retractable landing gears anyways, but we have those two little, well, I don't want to call them rovers, but they're just mainly attachable transport thingies that we use to get this thing close enough, because after we detach them through the natural movement down, because of the, well, there's no longer the support of the wheels, we get to a good position to dock. And next up, like we said, getting rid of those two little rover thingies because of the well, getting rid of junk around here, then getting the rover transporter, well, crew transporter, a bit closer, double checking the action groups, because I really love those cinematic deployments like we had just a couple of minutes beforehand with the mining rig, but this time with this next contraption. So what do you think this next and third module is? Guess? Well, exactly, as you're going to see right in a second, this is the electricity production module, or just a power plant with deployable solar arms. So just deploying those those arms, and then we can extend these solar panels out, and we have a small little extendable boom in the middle. Well, like pretty much everything here for decorative purposes, because I really like the looks of it. And speaking of the looks of it, what are your thoughts on this lunar town? Type them down in the comments below, and after the end of the episode as well, if you have any suggestions for further expansions, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, let's jump to the next module. This time a very big core in the center and some boosters on the side. What do you think will that be? Of course, you're correct. Booster separation. I like those booster separations. So fast forwarding to not that perfectly close landing zone, but still close enough. We have the next module with 3 rovers on top. Rather weird design, isn't it? What do you guys think? But yeah, like I said at the very beginning, well, not in the very beginning, it's not me talking garbage. No, in the landing the previous module about the rover not being attached to the lunar tower. Well, actually, that's wrong. This is the, as I called it, the bus station. So with all those docking ports around it, well, especially those on those extending Mark 1 few crew cabins, they're meant to be hubs for different buses or just crew shuttles. And with that launch, we also brought our crew shuttles with us. But speaking of the, well, now we're detaching those radially mounted landing aids and crashing them, because like I said, say every single time, getting rid of as many things in the vicinity as possible. For two reasons: reducing part count, because it is already slowing us down quite a lot, and getting rid of space junk. Even though I don't really pay too much attention to space junk in pretty much all of my videos, I do get rid of it whenever I feel like it helps out the general purpose of the mission, or in this case, how fluent everything's going on. But anyways, now on to the time warp section. Now we can deploy all of our 3 crew transport shuttles, and if you now actually paid attention to the previous segment that was launched and docked, these 3 transporters look a bit differently from the other one, apart from having only, well, these guys having 8 wheels, and the other one only 3 wheels. They have also a bit more in common with the rover transport that you've probably already seen from the Sister Planet series. But anyways, after we have docked the bus terminal, we only have to dock all of our crew transporters / buses to the terminal, and of course we can dock the other one that we had earlier here as well. And with that we have 4 transporters. That's brilliant, right? Just a bit of a cracking glitch there with all those things docking, but it seems stable enough, and that was very good. And actually with that we have everything attached to Lunar Tower that was planned, in terms of course, actual modules that serve a purpose in terms of expanding the capabilities and kind of story what this tower, the core of our new city, really does. But that does not mean that we're done with launchers. So fast forwarding to the next landing of our next payload, which kind of landed a bit, well, it was a hard landing since we didn't have any control points from the top, which made it a bit difficult to land. But luckily this little truck, well actually large truck, has a robotic arm. And with the help of that robotic arm we could flip ourselves back up, and now you can actually see what this robotic arm is for exactly. With that we can dock to all sorts of different crafts, including one of those upward facing docking ports on the arms of the Lunar Tower. And this craft's main purpose and idea behind it is this is the small rover, the truck which prepares all different crafts and shuttles and whatever is going to visit Lunar City to fill them up with fuel if they can't dock with the Lunar Tower itself, since we have enough capabilities to bring along some fuel from the fuel depot, and we can as well go and grab more fuel from the fuel depot as demonstrated with the docking process there. So now to the last part of, well, last module I'd say, well, even though it is not technically a module since it's not going to be docked to Lunar Tower, the next and second tower in that case, to Lunar City, the TV tower, because, well, Kerbals love entertainment and snacks and space, so I mean we definitely need a good connection, internet connection, for those Kerbals to watch all their favorite TV shows and whatever they love to, oh of course, and the Spaceship YouTube channel, that's very important, right? So that's why we have a very good internet connection now with all those different sized relay dishes on that tower there. But with that you think that we're done. No, there's still one small thing that's left to add to Lunar City, and this is exactly transporters. Well, even though these are not like huge transporters that can go all the way to I don't know where, but they can get definitely back to Kerbin or low in orbit for space stations. Speaking of space stations, maybe we could build a very massive space station around the moon as well. That seems like a good idea, right? Doesn't it? So with that we are now landing 2 nice transport crafts, which, like I said previously, can be fueled up with the fueling truck. and with the second one here landed, we have actually come to an end to today's video. I really hope you've enjoyed the construction of Lunar City, or at least the first part of the construction of Lunar City. And I'd be glad to see you guys in the next episode with even more beautiful and stunning views like you can see here from the observation tower of Lunar City. So thanks very much for watching, and until next time, Spaceship signing out.